Hello and welcome once again to another beautiful class where we're talking about the Ten Commandments. This is Ten Commandment, part 2. And I just want to refresh our memory from the first class. The first class we talked about the children of Israel leaving Egypt. The Ten Commandments. The first one states that God said, I am the Lord your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. This I am is the name of God. We learned this from the first class. The name of God is I am. Moses asked, who should I tell the people that sent me? And he said, you tell them, I am that I am. So we get to know the name that God is called by. I am. God has so many other names. There's so many other names. He reveals himself personally to you individually. God is impersonal and he is personal just for you and for everybody else. So the same way he's going to appear or reveal himself to one person, it's not the same he's going to reveal to another. So a very unique topic, who God really is. So we learned from part 1 that God said, I am. The name of God we got to know. And he said, I am the Lord your God who took you out of the land of Egypt. Egypt, we learned, is the body. The body from the bondage. What bondage are we talking about? We're talking about the 5 senses. The bondage that keeps you trapped, because the 5 senses, you get trapped or stay in the illusion, what we call the matrix, because the 5 senses is what causes all us to sin or do wrong stuff or interpret things in the way we think, because the 5 senses can never really see spiritual things. It is trapped in such a way that the 5 senses never show us who God really is. And so we run around in this rat race thinking we know when we know nothing. And God says, remember, I am the deliverer. I am the one that takes you out of Egypt, out of the land of bondage. Yes? So now today we're going to go straight down to part 2. And part 2, if you join me, is to remember what the scripture we're reading here is from the book of Exodus, chapter 20. So the next one we're coming to here is, you shall not have any other gods before me. You shall not have any other gods before me. You shall not make any idols. So part 1 we talked about, you shall not have any other gods before me. I am the only God. There is no one else but me. And you shall not have any other gods. So part 3, this third commandment here, you shall not make any idols. You shall not make any idols. Nothing at all in the image of anything. You shall not make the image of anything as your God. What does God mean by that? If you look at what I wrote here, you'll see Exodus 25. Nothing should have more meaning. Nothing should have more meaning than I within you. Nothing shall have more meaning than I within you. Do not focus on a physical aspect of God. Nothing should have any meaning, more meaning to you than I am. Everything outside of yourself, everything outside. When we're talking about outside, we're talking about your five senses. What your eyes can see, what your nose can smell, what your ears can hear, what your tongue can taste, what your senses, the sense of touch, sight, hearing, taste, feelings. All these senses, everything outside of it should not have more meaning than I within you. I am the Lord your God. I took you out of Egypt, from the land of bondage. We humans are trapped in this human body. It's the land of bondage. Egypt is your body. So we are in this land of bondage. And God says, remember me. Do not make any idols. Any idols can be things outside of your five senses. Things you see, things you hear, things, oh, okay, I can give some examples. Some people are scared of medical theories, and they're scared of diseases. Oh, I'm sick. The doctor says this. The doctor says my wife is sick. Oh, what is going to happen? They are scared of external powers. Why are they scared of external powers? Within you sits someone in your temple that is the creator of everything. And you are scared of something outside of you. Now you've made an idol. You fear. We create other gods. Now some people have gods that are called the scientists. They worship the scientists. People have created all the doctors. They know best. They fear whatever they say. They fit. Now listen, the doctors, they're doing a good job. But remember, they're wearing a uniform, but they're just like you and me. The same way that Jesus was just like you and me. They're only wearing a suit. I can do nothing of my own except he that sent me. The one within me is greater, more powerful. So if you have placed more meaning to anything outside of you, you have created an idol. Some people are scared of what will people think of me. You have put fear and power in the hands of other things outside of God. This is an idol. There's so many examples to give. Some people make idols. They create images. Like I said, some people can put the image of a pope, or put the image of they can take a clay and then build an idol and then put it somewhere in their homes or outside of their homes in a garden or whatever. Or some people just, they almost worship the cross or worship one particular symbol, and they carry this symbol around as if this symbol has so much power, so they must carry this symbol around. These are idols you are creating. And God says you shall not. Shall not. Shall, he didn't say will not. You should understand that you shouldn't. This is what it means. You shall not. You should be wise enough to know that you cannot. You cannot have idols. You cannot create them in any image, in any form, in whatever way that you bow down before them. Meaning, do not put power in anything outside of me. Do not give any other thing that is outside of me power. I am. the Lord your God. I am the only one. There is no other power but my power. So everything your five senses see is an illusion. Do not give power to anything that you see physically. I, within you, I'm strong and mighty. And if you do not respect this, then the consequences of that you worship or you've made idols, there will be diseases and punishments. Not that God is punishing. No, it's just the consequences that you put power in something else that is other than Him. The consequences is that you will suffer for it. That you think something else is mightier, something else is more powerful than God. As soon as you do that, there will be something called disease. You know, when you spell disease, separate it. I just want to show you something. Separate it. Half of it is dis and half is ease. Ease meaning you are at peace. You are calm. You are in perfection. Ease. Everything flows like butter. You're in ease. So when God is out of the picture, what happens? Disease start to happen. Disease. You're no longer in ease. And this is not only disease, this also results to financial problems. It results to joblessness. It results to all other things, because God steps away and says, now you have created these idols, now let them help you. This is so. Do not make any you shall not make any idols before me. And you could even look at it in Exodus 25. Do not put fear. Do not put fear of the thoughts of what other people think. What other people think of me. What other people think. You're scared of it. You cannot live in reality. Anything external is just a concept and is not to be worshipped. Anything outside of you is just simply a concept and cannot be worshipped. So now you come out of Egypt. He's the quickener. He takes you out of Egypt from bondage. And he says, when he takes you out, do not go back in there. So when you say you're born again, that means God has taken you out of Egypt, out of the land of bondage, the place of bondage and suffering. So when you come out of the place of bondage and suffering, he's expecting that you will not worship any other God. You will not make any idols of anything. Some people, their idols is money. Some people, their idol is money. So do not place anything higher than what God is. So think about it. Chew on it. Because as soon as you do that, what happens? You fall back into the land of Egypt again, in the place of bondage. And then you go into prayers and saying, God help me, God help me. No, it's better to get out of Egypt. Instead of asking for help, get out of Egypt. Go back to the only one that took you out of Egypt. Nobody else can set you free from Egypt. Only the one true God. So what is it saying? Do not put power in anything. Do not put power in your government. Do not put power in politics. Do not put power in buying shares or putting power in economy, putting power in science, putting power in anything that isn't God. No matter what the name can be, in any chiefs or in any, even in friends or whatever, putting power in anything Only God is power. He cannot share that space, because did your scientists get you out of the land of Egypt? Did your doctor take you out of the land of Egypt and bondage? Did your economist take you out of the land of Egypt and bondage? Did those clay idols you made take you out of the land of Egypt and bondage? Did your friends take you out of the land of Egypt and bondage? Look at it, name anything. Did they take you out of the land of suffering from Egypt, the land of bondage? If your answer is no, then you know only God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, and he says, make no idols. Do not place any power that is outside of me. I am the only deliverer. I am the only one that can set you free. I am the only one that is your God and nothing else. Think about it. Chew on it. Meditate on it. And remember, I love you. I love you. I love you. Peace. Peace.